Good evening. First tonight, the soaring bill for agency nurses facing our hospitals. We can reveal that spending on temporary staff in the NHS across the southwest has risen fivefold in the last 4 years.
The figures have been highlighted by the Exeter-based Royal College of Nursing. It wants the new government to make tackling the nursing shortage a priority. Katie Rowlett reports.
Okay, I'm just going to check your blood pressure now. All right, Danny?
Emma Brunton is a community nurse. She's one of the team's newest recruits and is somewhat of a rarity.
I'm really enjoying my job. And yeah, there are always staff shortages and there are stressful days, but then the days that are really rewarding, where you feel like you've really helped a patient out to achieve what they want to with their health problems.
The NHS has its own health problems, one being a shortfall in nurses, and those who do work on the front line, like Emma, are under immense pressure. Following an inquiry into the failings at Stafford Hospital in 2013, hospitals across England began increasing their headcount of nurses on hospital wards. But the new recruits did not come from newly qualified nurses, but from agency staff. It means every hospital bill for bank nurses is rising because trusts simply can't cover the shifts with their own internal staff. Spending on agency nurses in the southwest has gone up fivefold, from about 12 million to more than 59 million in the last 4 years. The Exeter-based Royal College of Nursing says the government needs to act.
We know that if we don't have the right number of nurses on the ward, then it's going to become very, very difficult to provide high quality care. At the moment, we've got registered nurses, there are fewer and fewer of them, but they're providing more and more care, and they are quite frankly on their knees at the moment, so we really do need to make this a very high priority, and that's what we're asking the new government to do.
How challenging is recruitment at the moment? Emma is one of around 300 community nurses who work for a not-for-profit organisation in the southwest, and rather than paying agency fees, the company gives its staff the extra overtime to overcome nursing shortages.
It is tough, definitely. Some of the things that we've been doing to address it is now, as a social enterprise, we're able to pay our staff on an NHS pension, which has been really useful. We're looking at things like the return, national schemes. We're linking in with the things like the return to practice scheme, internal rotations, the development of healthcare assistant and assistant practitioner roles. So we're trying all the things that we can do that will improve that to provide the safest care that we can.
But transforming nursing numbers is no quick fix. The government has committed £8 billion over the next 5 years for the NHS. But is this figure just a sticking plaster? Katie Rowlett, ITV News.
And Katie has joined us now. So keeping nurses and recruiting and keeping them is a real problem across our region.
Yes, it is. I mean, every major hospital in our region has had a major recruitment drive over the last few months. And in many cases, they had to go abroad to recruit because there simply aren't enough nurses being trained here in the UK. And we know today that the Royal Cornwall Hospital in Truro is in fact looking for 100 extra new nurses.
Our first priority is to look to our own students from the University of Plymouth who will be graduating this September. We're also looking right across the UK through our adverts, in particular on nhsjobs.com, and we're also looking further afield to Europe to meet our needs.
And Katie, in the first 3 months of this year, we saw our hospitals under incredible strain, didn't we? I presume that's to blame as well. They had to recruit extra agency staff to cover that period.
Yeah, it does seem to be the case. I mean, 4 of our hospitals were all on what's known as black alert during the winter period, and that's one status below what is known as a major incident status, when they almost have to close the hospital. And we know that Plymouth's Derriford Hospital spent just less than £900,000 in February alone on agency staff. Half of that was spent on nurses, and full-time staff at the hospital were working extra hours during this period too, as they coped with the unprecedented demand. And the overtime bill for nurses over the course of the year doesn't get any better. That runs into many millions, and the 2014 bill for agency staff at Derriford was more than £7.5 million. But there is, like I said in my report, no quick fix, but it is hoped that the £8 billion that's pledged by the government will work as sort of lifeline for hospitals in the future.